America is simply Babylon because with everything that's going on here, with all the targeted individuals, with everyone that's just being wrecked up, mismanaged, misaligned, taught wrong, lied to, deceived, destroyed, you know, we're living here in a time period where I think it's urgent that people start to understand this stuff and learn how to really pray. And really pray about these things. No matter what happens tomorrow, today, a month from now, or even a year. But the fact of the matter is that when I personally have these experiences where I am like, I have a definite poisoning in my body that is just being highly ignored by the medical community. Like, they basically do F all over my life. I go in and I'm looking for physical help, and they're trying to turn it around into mental right away. Like, they have no tests to prove anything mental health, no anxiety tests, no depression or schizophrenia or any of that. But they do have tests to take out your blood or do samples with your body, your body's condition, to determine toxic metals inside of your body or toxic chemicals inside of your body, whatever it be, right? And then on top of it, there's ways that holistic and Ayurvedic medicine, if we were to know all these things, we could literally eat right. We could plan to have the right nutrients in our bodies in a timely fashion to attack these things and get them to come out of our bodies. So, what I'm saying is that America the Great isn't so great at all. At all. You have all these people that are working on the side of the devil, basically screaming inside of the targets as their control figures, their ability to perform eugenics operations, crimes against humanity, the World Religious Organization infiltrating churches, infiltrating minds to work in deception. So the devil is paying pretty well these days, I would say. So that's why America isn't so great. I believe America is Babylon in the Bible. And right now I've just been dealing with some things that have been telling me that these things could actually take my life. And you don't get any charismatic type of character or anybody in the medical field that cares. You hardly get people within your own family to care. There's people that do care, but the characters that are in question throughout my work are definitely in question. It's not a question to me, but it's to question. Because you know, if you've ever seen Domino Rally move, it's kind of like you come back into your memory after a long-standing poison, and it starts really slowly attacking piece by piece of that memory, but all of a sudden it speeds up, and it's like so much to remember. And on top of that, you're getting a flood back inside of your body of oxygen to your cells, to your cellular level, and it makes you feel lightheaded, and you drop to the ground, and you're having all of these memories, and you're crying, And because of all the things that have been done to you, you're having these memories, really horrible memories of people doing really bad, nasty things to you. To basically move about their affairs, move about continuing to poison you. And granted, no one's perfect, but no one's going to suggest that a biological control of a person's life is their character. And if they are, then they're literally out of their own skulls to think that. You're welcome to think whatever you want about a person. You have that right. But I'm just going to, shovel back from all of the dirt that's been thrown my way. As far as that's concerned, they just wanted to bury me whole if they could. So, much like the mudslides, back in the Tartarian days, with them like having free energy and having things that worked really appropriately, and working on the energy that's all around us, that's everywhere. So if we're not able to do that, and we have to go to work using our own energy to pay for energy that they're creating when energy is free, they're not really trying to do anything but groom society into a slave mind state of mind. When you could run copper into the ground and run it up and around a tree, and plug in a box and plug stuff in and hook up your amplifier and play guitar and whatever you want to do. And it's electrified. So what I'm saying is that we're having to pay for things that we otherwise wouldn't having to pay for. We're having to use our time to have to pay for things we wouldn't otherwise have to be using our time to create that energy of cash. That's just bullshit anyway. It's backed by nothing. It's just the most slavery-made, monopolized system in the whole entire planet. Why did we create money? Why didn't we just all grow food and show love and support for one another and do things in a much more convenient fashion for human life to thrive and live beautifully? I don't know. But the fact of the matter is it's true. They're getting people to literally waste their time and energy, their life force, to get an energy of a value inside of a bank account, so that you're hackable, your finances are hackable, your mind is hackable. They can poison you up and push you around. So that part's clear. Your availability and outreach to support is hackable. Your home life, your love life, everything that you can think of is hackable. And instead of it being that we're supportive of each other out here in the world, there's definitely a demonic plague that's taking down humanity, taking down their minds, their abilities to think and reason through things. And I know that I've definitely paid attention to and watched a whole lot more of what, I don't know how to describe that, but just I'm not taking the news on the TV and running with it. I'm going to alternative news. I'm going to alternative resources to find truth, because I care about truth. I don't care about what they want to suggest to people what is true. I want to actually know the truth and live in the truth with the Lord. For an example, people want to side with the devil and suggest that this way of the world is supposedly fine and going to work for them, even though the devil hates them and only really wants their souls, so that he can basically flip off the Lord and say, see, I got another one. Oh, I got another one. Oh, good for you, buddy. Dick. But anyway, that's what people want to side with. And so, like, they're living on false personifications, false light, false. Yeah, just they're living in the falsehood. And I mean, it's your right if you want to jump into a lake of fire and do cartwheels and go off the high dive into the lake of fire, whatever you want to do, that's totally up to you. But as far as where I'm concerned, and as far as where I'm concerned about people and humanity, I believe wholeheartedly that we could be living a whole lot more beautifully, joyfully, lovingly, supporting one another. I mean, even with the dollars that be and like the things that are happening in the world that are causing for affliction inside of people's lives, like, you literally mean to tell me we have like well over 1.5 million charities and I can't even get one single fucking dollar from any of them with what I've had going on, a long-standing poisoning from when I was a child. And it doesn't really matter what these fuckbags want to think or say. Police, any kind of militarized operative, CIA, proxy war friend, proxy lovers, proxy fake characters and care from brothers, proxy medical community, anything that's to deal with the proxy and a fake warfare that's to misplace that love's value and that true light, that truth, is the lie. And it doesn't matter if people want to coincide with the lie. That doesn't mean that you're like all of a sudden truthful or that it's true. The only thing that's true about it is that you're standing with the lie. That's true. You're standing within the false light. That part is true. So there is truth to it, but it's not standing up for the truth. It's not standing up for what is good and forthright and forthcoming at all. So I guess I just wanted to bring this up because if we're going to be sitting here like dealing with all of these freak pedophiles that want to run the world, and we totally had a revolutionary war that was over taxes on tea, like people just taking no shit for anything from their government in that fashion. But now we're like actually living this falsehood, like we have Independence Day, and we're so independent, and look at our country, we're doing so good for ourselves, and let's pat ourselves on the back for a job so well done. And no, not at all. No, just no. It's just not the way it is. So as far as a free people would go, there's nothing that could be more freeing than if everyone was in Christ and in love with humanity, with the ways that we could be living so beautifully. It's just daunting to me because I have like pictures inside of my mind of that where it's like people could be like legitimately living large, like out on the boats and out on the yachts and jet skis, and taking pictures from the mountains and doing beautiful creative work. The creativity would just flourish in multiply. It would just multiply like crazy if people are actually living for love and not for hate, and not to decimate people's characters and what have you. But it's pretty obvious that's what's happened. People want to protect the culture of rapists. People want to protect the culture of people poisoning somebody. Or people want to protect the nature of just law, being able to write up law and create laws, but they don't actually perform within the law themselves. People want to side with two-facedness, playing on two sides, and controlling both sides of that coin, or controlling remedies, controlling medicine. They want to control chemicals, and they want to make sorcery, and they want to work in witchcraft, and they want to poison up our food and poison up our air and get everyone to take vaccines so that they can be controlled, and get, we recently experienced, get people like not even understand what's happening, and people are just dropping like flies for no reason, or for what seemingly like no reason, but people know the reason now. And it's like, okay, well, if you don't, I guess, then side with the dumb era of that time period, going, oh, we know what we're doing. Hoity-toity does what hoity-toity does. Anyway, I just feel like it's such a shameful place in America when, in order to like actually get free from these things happening, it's like people should be able to reach asylum just like lickety split if they need asylum, or if they need a place to go to get help. And especially when the help that's out there is suggesting, we're not even looking at you. Your heart can drop to zero. We don't care. The characters of these places getting paid, and paid, good money, should be doing a better job of being human. That's just my take on it. They shouldn't be like grooming a world that's like suggesting it's so clean and able to do the good thing and the right thing, when the right thing and the wrong thing are mixing together, and before you know it, it's all just a wrong soup in a raunchy world, and people just don't care about each other. The love is all askew, and just nobody cares anymore. So if that character could be raised, like taken from where it's at in these bottom rungs, or like the demons, like people are trying to get up and get away, like and the demons are just dragging them down, like, no, you don't get to get away. Like, that's literally like with me, like I literally just wanted to get away from these people, and I was like telling them, leave me be, leave me alone. Like, I don't know why they had to continuously come inside of my life. And I found out real well they didn't want me to get away. They wanted to keep me within proximity to control me, and to make sure that I was in their proxy war to continue stealing my identity and keep making money on my energy, and keep trying to steal everything away from me and poison me. So it's like, I know like firsthand how these demons work, because they're not even wanting to look at themselves in the mirror and suggest to themselves that they got a demonic problem. Okay, buddy. Like, I'm facing my demons, and I'm cursed by the demons in my life from the second I came out of the womb. And y'all are like, don't even want to believe that you have a problem. Well, exactly how do you want me to pray for you for? How do you want me to pray about you? If you don't have any, you're perfect. You're perfect to work in this dead light, in this false light, but you have no problem whatsoever with it. Wow. Okay. You go to church even. That's even more astonishing. Like my father, for an example, he's a fucking flat out rapist, and he goes and sets foot inside of a church. I don't care what church you go to. I don't care what book you're reading from. You're not doing the right thing. And now they want to come down on me simply because I haven't been able to take that stand against him from being a youngin', because I'm being poisoned up out of my skull. Wow, okay, that's really cool. That's really not cool at all. But I'm glad that your world thinks it is. Anyway, that's why we're in Babylon, is because the devil's paying pretty good these days. And if you're willing to go kidnap kids and treat your world like shit, you can be paid handsomely, I guess. You can have like a new car every 4 months and eat whatever you want and live out how you want to live out your life, and it can be like, heaven on earth for you. But in the end, it's not going to be so pretty. That's all. And I feel bad for you. Even if you kill us all, I feel bad for you. I know you don't feel bad for killing people, because that's just what demons do. They seek you out. They don't want to let you get away. They want your life destroyed, and they want to make as much money on that destroying you as possible. Interesting how that works. So anyway, Babylonian the Great. I hope you guys take care of yourselves. I know I'm trying to. God bless and take care of yourselves. Bye.